Namo Amitabha Buddha. So someone asked, how can we keep motivated to practice Nianfo because he found it quite repetitive. Yes, it's repetitive. In fact, any kind of meditation, it's all a bit repetitive. Doesn't matter what kind of meditation you practice. Like breathing meditation, you have to keep noticing your breath. It's repetitive. Yoga is repetitive. It can be repetitive. So many different meditation techniques, unfortunately, they're all repetitive. Actually, to build up any good habit in our life, it's a repetition, it's a repetitive process. Eating is also repetitive. Sleeping is also repetitive. A lot of things we do in our everyday life are all repetitive, but we still have to do it because it's necessary. It's necessary for us to eat every day so we have energy in this physical body. It's necessary for us to sleep every day so we can rest well and have energy to do other things. And also, it's necessary for us to meditate every day so we can be positive and be happy in every day of our life. Yes, it's repetitive, but it's necessary. And because of that, so we will have to do it. We have to cultivate this habit. And also even to transform this thought of thinking it's boring, it's repetitive, into the name of Amitabha Buddha. So you're free from this thought of separation. You're not being attached to this kind of thoughts. If you don't think it's boring, then it's not boring. It's only because we think it's boring. Okay, it's probably not that easy because it is repetitive. We go like Amitofo, Amitofo, Amitofo the whole time, or Amitabha Buddha the whole time. But what we can do is to be a little bit creative when we practice to make it a bit more fun, so it's not so repetitive. So what I like to do is to chant with different music, and because there are so many different ways that you can practice Nianfo. And sometimes I do it in different variations, different styles, different terms, also different languages. So to make this variation so it's not so much repetitive, it's not really boring. And I feel the Nianfo practice is probably one of the easiest meditation that it will not get so boring because you can actually practice this in whatever you do. So it's not like you have to sit there all the time, like some meditation like perhaps Vipassana. You have to sit there all the time. But with Nianfo, you can do it when you are playing basketball, maybe, when you are walking, when you are swimming, when you are cooking, when you are cleaning. In my daily life, one morning when I get up, it's Amitabha, Amitabha. When I brush my teeth, it's Amitabha, Amitabha. When I'm about to have breakfast, it's Amitabha, Amitabha in my mind. Sometimes I don't have to say it out loud. And when I clean the house, it's Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. So to me, it's not boring because it is just incorporated into everything I do in my life. It's not a separate meditation. Everything I do is Amitabha, it's this meditation. So it's not boring at all. We don't have to think like that. So if you think it's boring, it's likely that you have not sort of applied this into your life. Rather, you treat it as a separate thing. So best to incorporate Nianfo into everything you do in your life, so you don't feel like you have to do it just by sitting there every morning. You don't need to do it in this way. And another good thing to keep motivated is to be in a group with like-minded people who also practice Nianfo. So you can also join a weekly Sunday chanting session, and in each Sunday we will chant in a different style to also keep it interesting. Yes, sometimes when we practice meditation, we know it's good, but motivation could be lacking or we may not be so disciplined. But by being in a group environment, it will be different because everyone else is practicing it, so we will also practice this. So I hope you find the motivation to practice Nianfo in every day of your life and know that it will be worth it. And if you believe in rebirth, if you also have this deep desire to liberate from all sufferings in life to obtain enlightenment, then know that this is the only method that could help us to exit the cycle of reincarnation without first obtaining enlightenment. This is the only method that allows us to gain rebirth to Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land, a land with no suffering and all bliss. If you think about all the different worlds in the universe, then think about the land of ultimate bliss as one of the best in the universe. So If you want to go to such a world like that and to have no suffering, to be an enlightened Buddha and to be free to travel all different worlds, to share Dharma, then surely it's not boring. So it's worth it. It may seem a bit boring, and actually you don't need to make it boring. We can make it very interesting. The fruit that I obtain from this practice is incredible. I can't even describe the benefit in words. If you believe that you can realize the ultimate enlightenment by practicing Nianfo, then there is nothing boring about this. Yeah, and to me that is why I am so passionate about this practice, and this is really all I do in my life. And actually the rest of my life, this is the only thing I would do is to Nianfo. And also me sharing this is also to help myself to deepen my practice in Nianfo and understanding Pure Land Buddhism, to sort of be free from all sufferings in life. So know that this is not boring. It may seem a bit repetitive at the beginning, but we can make it really interesting and we can make it really not boring. And also important to be with like-minded people, to be in a community. So then you have more motivation to do it together with others. So I wish you obtain infinite light and infinite life in this life. Namo Amitabha Buddha.